I'm here today on Island Focus with Eric Gill, who is representing Local 5. Thanks so much for being with us, Eric.
I always like to talk, so thanks for inviting me.
And it's a really necessary time to hear your voice. With the reopening of Hawaii and you with Local 5, maybe you could share with us some of the adjustments, your concerns at the moment, and your hope as we open up Hawaii and the visitor industry, and let us know how we can help.
What we're seeing here in our tourist industry is just a magnification of trends that have been happening for many years. We have a situation in our tourist industry where the owners and operators are not local people at all, and they are not the same people anymore. And so we have a situation where the ownership of the hotels is basically dealing with our hotels as real estate investments, and the operators, of course, want to operate them as hotels, and the two fight all the time. And right now, the owners are not willing to put more money into a real estate investment that has been challenged, and the operators aren't putting any money in to take care of the folk that have been furloughed. And so since our, we've had 80% of our members laid off in the last 4 months, the big hotels haven't done anything, haven't put any money in towards people's continued health and welfare, for example. And they've been unresponsive to our requests that they show us how they intend to keep people safe and to bargain with us on those questions, which are not trivial questions at all. My members are worried about their health going back to work, and many of them are, people with some age to them and feel very much at risk, and many people have kids at home and not sure about. So there's a real question if people want to go back to work right now. And right now, since the unemployment is fairly generous with the extra subsidy from the feds, at least through this month, then people are reluctant to go back because they're not clear of their safety. So we have a situation, I think, where we're kind of in an existential situation with our community. The hotels are in this to make money, and they made fabulous money in Hawaii. I mean, they made billions and billions of dollars in Hawaii, but they're not making money now. And so some of the hotel owners are telling me, well, Eric, we may not be able to reopen. If you ask for too much, it'll make it too costly. We'll have to close down. And so basically here we are in a situation where Hawaii's people, it's pretty clear to me that many, many, many people, and I'm one of them, think that 10 million tourists a year is too much. And on the other hand, we got 250,000 people out of work, and those families with no prospects. And so how do we deal with this? How do we deal with having a tourism that actually works for us, and that we have good jobs that come of it, so that we can support our families and pay taxes and support our schools and our community? How do we have the tourism industry that's good for Hawaii, as opposed to Hawaii being a good place for global investors to make money?
What would be a vision that you would like to see happen, besides the fact that the hotel owners and managers will be attentive to the well-being of your people, our people?
Well, you give me these broad brush questions. We have to regulate tourism better. We've basically given the tourist industry whatever they want. We've followed all the new development of different hotels that have come up, and in each of those discussions, the question is, what does the community get out of this? Mm-hmm. And it's been difficult. We've been asking for hotels to make commitments for affordable housing, since so many of our people are on the street, and more of them getting on the street every day. And it's going to be much worse in the next few months. And so the fact is that, there's billions of dollars being made, but it's not staying here unless it goes into people's pockets in the form of wages and benefits. So as these hotels reopen and they're eliminating jobs, they want to regain their profitability. What does that do for us if our jobs don't come back? So we need to defend and make sure we have very good jobs in tourism, and we need to defend those jobs. That's our tax base. But we also have to be I think, a lot more strict with global investors about the conditions under which they should be allowed to take our beaches, which is really our only major natural resource that we have to, build an economy around. It sounds like we have oil or minerals and all that. And so we need to be far more strict about the conditions under which investors invest here, instead of just, letting them do what they want all the time.
I love that thought. And let's end our brief conversation today on that, and look forward to hearing a little more at a later time as we move into that vision of diversification and honoring our uniqueness.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for taking the time with us.
I'm always willing to come and talk, and there's many other things we can get into, but thanks for inviting me.
You've just had the opportunity to get to know a little bit better Eric Gill with Local 5. We're here on Island Focus. Mahalo for joining us.